Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Friday, the 3rd of October 2025, the year BSV comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post put on chain. Right, just a quick one today. Just got to go through these posts from CSW. Looks like he's having a right ding dong with this complete doofus here. We'll have a quick look at some of the BSV Association tweets, an article from CoinGeek about Tether and stable coins. Some articles here from Cointelegraph, one of them saying European Central Bank picks tech partners for digital euro. All right, we'll have a look at that. No farmers, no food, said sad but true. It's quite simple. The farmer milks the cow, then we milk the farmer. Referring to banks and what's going on at the moment. Then we'll have a quick look at the figures. Somebody recommended that I have a look at CoinSpot as well, just because they seem to have quite a decent turnover. See if we can find. Oh, here we go. Today's 24-hour trade volume. 77 million? $77 million on CoinSpot. Oh, that's Australian dollars. But still, I'm sure that's Australian dollars. That's a huge amount. Jeepers. We'll have a look at the other figures. See what's going on, obviously. Got some 365 days of Bitcoin history as we start over again, and then we'll finish with the Kellen Schweller countdown. Right, let's get into it.
Craig says he's Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, and transactions flying free. He's acclaiming his legacy, you'll surely see.
Alrighty, here we go. So CSW has said here, I think this is what we wrote. Yeah, this was 2nd of October. This was just yesterday. Yeah, we read that one. Just about how people can't stop all the disinformation and lying and cheating, and how deception basically is what's going on. And then this guy, Laruan, said, BSV is not set in stone. You increase the maximum block size. That's the change to the protocol. So that is such a load of shit. BSV is not set in stone. You increase the maximum block size. There was no block size to start with. It was Hal Finney that persuaded CSW to put it on. And then he's saying, oh, you increase the maximum block size. That's the change to the protocol. It's not. That's a bit like saying, oh, if you want to transport gold to somebody and you put it in a bigger box, then you're changing the gold. No. See, this is what they want you to think about. They're like, oh, it's the block size that really counts. Like, if somebody said to me, right, I want to get some more gold, I'd be right, I'll increase the size of the box and put some more gold in it. Whereas what this lot would do, if you were buying gold from Blockstream, they were like, oh, well, what we'll do is we'll take some gold out and then we'll fill it with some liquid dog shit. And that's better for you because you get 2 for the price of 1. You get gold and you get dog shit. But the most important thing is that it comes in the same box. That's what they're trying to sell you. And that's what this goon is trying to say there as well. So CSW responded saying, no, there was a temporary cap, and you know that, a stopgap, a fence built against the petty vandals at the dawn of the system. It was never the law of the land, only a curfew to keep the streets quiet until the city awoke. To pretend otherwise is not ignorance, it's dishonesty. The measure was designed to melt away, to be lifted as the system grew, so that the ceiling was never touched. That was the intent, the principle, the architecture, to twist it into permanence is to worship a lock that was only ever meant to rust away. Try again, and this time lie less. And he's continued. He said, where is the evidence that Satoshi intended the limit to be temporary? I've never seen it. I've only ever heard baseless assertions. Well, again, there can't be a limit, because if limitations and restrictions could be manufactured, the network could be centrally controlled and manipulated, which is exactly why they did it. Which is why Blockstream control it. But he didn't. Well, yeah, we all know that he's been nefarious anyway. He said, but let's suppose Satoshi did intend the limit to be temporary. I thought initially when he was talking about the limit, I thought he was talking about the supply of 21 million, because they don't even want that. They don't even want that. I suspect that they're going to try to increase the supply just so that BTC doesn't get knocked off the top spot of market capitalization. Can you imagine? Oh, we'll just increase it by another 21 million. So there's a 42 million. That's what they'll do. So 42 million, and then we'll just multiply that by 100,000, and now we've got double the market cap, so we're still at the top. That's what they'll do. He said, but let's suppose Satoshi did intend the limit to be temporary. He would have known that raising or eliminating the limit later would require a hard fork. No. Which would be disruptive since it requires everyone to upgrade. No, not at all, because that wouldn't be a change in the protocol or the code. He said, and besides, they had to, all the miners had to switch their hashing algorithm in order to mine the SegWit protocol. He continues, if Satoshi intended the limit to be temporary, why didn't he program it as a self-expiring soft fork? The limit could have been 1 megabyte for a year or two, then automatically removed. The block size could increase without the need for a hard fork. Well, there was no limitations or restrictions on it to start with. There can't be. So he knows he's talking absolute crap. I've had him blocked for ages. He continues, or if it turned out that the limit was still needed after that year or two, another self-expiring soft fork could have extended it for another year or two. It could even have been programmatically increased, such as doubling every year for every 4 years. This wouldn't have required any soft fork beyond the initial fork, which happened anyway when Satoshi lowered the limit. Why didn't Satoshi choose any of these options? He was certainly capable, they're not difficult to code. And yeah, CSW has rightly responded to that, saying, what a disingenuous effing troll. Absolutely. He sits there pretending he's never seen the evidence, as if the whole premise of the design wasn't spelled out in black and white. A system meant to surpass Visa, to handle global commerce, to scale without a ceiling. And he knows it. Absolutely. He knows block size isn't an afterthought. It's the artery of throughput. Without it, the promise is a corpse. To feign ignorance is not an error, it is a lie. And these polished little priests of stagnation keep peddling the same rot, dragging their flock into a cave and calling the shadows progress. What a lying piece of effing crap these core boys are. They trade truth for a narrative and had the gall to dress it up as virtue. Well, again, I mean, they're all part of the same religious cult, you know. Those are the temple of Satan, who claim to be a certain religion but are not and do lie. This is what they do. They just lie. Lie and lie and lie. Part of their nature. They're proud of what they do. The more they lie and get away with it, the better kudos they have in their community. It's outrageous. BSV Association says here, want FaceTime with Siggi Orcheston, our CTO and brains behind Teranode. We're partnering with Aerospike on 2x exclusive meetups this month, exploring the secret to AI future-proofing scale. Devs, it's your chance to meet the best of the best, learn more and secure a spot. Oh, that would be massively exciting. I need to learn to code and develop, you know, but yeah, that would be huge if I knew how to code and develop. I mean, I'm still in awe of what they've produced because I understand the significance of it. Like, absolutely amazing. Oh, what's this? Light responded here to Jack Liu. So Jack Liu has said here, Teranode is being built for Teranode chain. It won't be used for BSV. They straight rugging. What a load of absolute fucking nonsense. Pardon my French. Oh my god. You cannot be serious. Well, saboteur anyway. But like I said, this is absolutely false. I mean, it's so false though. That being sarcastically trolling? I mean, it's so ridiculous. I mean, if it is, if he's actually being serious there, that's hilarious. But like I said, this is absolute false and is proven so by Tal running Teranode side by side with SV Node on BSV mainnet for mainnet for months now. The testnet is simply a bug fixing exercise meant to make the system stronger before general mainnet deployment, and it's 1R in Teranode, not 2. Yep. Spot on. Spot on. Let's have a look at CoinGeek. They've said here, today's stablecoin giants might not be walking tall forever. I actually saw an interview with Paolo Antonio on the BBC earlier today. Couldn't believe it. I was like, they're actually interviewing some guy related to Tether on the BBC. It shows how far they've fallen. Or the level of ignorance is just off the charts. Never been audited. Only ever produced attestations for like less than 24 hours. Unbelievable. But they've said here, today's stablecoin giants will have to defend their hard-worn turf as competitors flood the zone. That is, until everyone realizes that the bulk of stablecoin activity is driven by bots. Oof. What's this? Incumbents to fall, Tether USAT, Rumble, Northern Data raids, Circle partners with Deutsche Bros. EU regulator says not so fast. Bank of England to op-end offers stablecoin hope. And stablebots bleep blop. On the October the 1st, blockchain investor Nick Carter posted a lengthy X article titled "The Stablecoin Duopoly is Ending." The article addressed the utter dominance exerted over the US dollar denominated stablecoins market by USDT issuer Tether and USDC issuer Circle. The two tokens combined market caps of $175.8 billion. USDC $74 billion, claim a roughly 85% share of the overall stablecoin market. Their closest competitor, Ethana's USDE, has a cap of over $14.8 billion, and $9 billion of that only arrived in the past 3 months. But the duopoly has seen better days as their market cap peaked. And what's this all about? Tether denies knowledge of Northern Data tax shenanigans. It's just absolute farce. But while we're here, let's just have a quick look at the money market cap. See what's going on here. Oh, 7 days. Oh, so it's leveled out or topped out at 93 or 70 million, pretty much. 70 million. Yep, starting from zero. Now 70 million in a year. That's awesome. I think running on one sat ordinals. I'd love to find out more about that. That'd be great. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens to these stable coins, because none of them have been audited. Not the big ones anyway. Cointelegraph says here, let's have a look at this. European Central Bank picks tech partner for digital euro. The ECB said it had reached agreements with 7 entities responsible for components of the digital euro, potentially launching in 2029. The European Central Bank, as part of its preparation phase for a potential digital euro launch, announced framework agreements with technology providers responsible for components of the central bank digital currency. In a Thursday notice, the ECB said it had reached agreements with 7 entities, and at least one more expected to be announced to provide services related to managing fraud and risk, a secure exchange of payment information, and software development for a possible digital euro. Among the companies were Feedzai, which uses AI to detect fraud, and a security technology company. Well, another one. AI to detect fraud. I wonder if AI is ever going to pick up securities fraud, as defined by SEC versus W.J. Howie Co. 1946. I doubt it. Bitcoin is the only thing that's going to sort all this crap out. Good grief. Let's see what else we had here. Compliance isn't supposed to cost you your privacy. Current compliance rules create data honeypots that endanger users. Zero knowledge proofs enable verification without exposure and privacy as a competitive edge. When cybercriminals breached United Health Tech Unit in 2025, nearly 200 million people had their data exposed. A few months later, Coinbase admitted that overseas customer support agents had been bribed for access to user data. These are not isolated events, they are symptoms of a broken system. Funnily enough, this is why the world needs Bitcoin, as I keep banging on about it. Existing compliance rules meant to protect us force companies to stockpile vast amounts of sensitive personal data, creating irresistible honeypots for hackers. Yep, done it on purpose. Most businesses don't want this liability, but regulators demand it. The reality has led to the perception that privacy and compliance are fundamentally at odds. Again, it's all by design. It's all by design. We know what's going on, but again, this is why the world needs Bitcoin. And again, why the world needs Bitcoin, no farmers, no food posted. Sad but true. He said, it's quite simple. The farmers milk the cows, then we milk the farmers. That is exactly what's going on. That is literally asset stripping at its finest. And this is what they do in the middle ground. You know, they rip off artists who should be getting royalties for their songs and all that. This is what they do. This lot from the Temple of Satan live in the middle ground, stealing the wealth and the ingenuity and the efforts of others for themselves. That's just what they're masters of. They've been doing it for thousands of years. Let's have a look at Coin Dance then. Great coin, $122,000. Bitcoin 28, 2778, top left there, yeah, great stuff. Transactions 50% of all the forks. Block size 95%. Let's have a look at this. Blocks coming through 25, 47, 33, 15, 20. Not as good as it was yesterday, but still much better than all the other shitcoins there. Whoa, look at this. Look at that. It is 114,000 times more expensive to transact on Gregcoin than it is on genuine Bitcoin. And look at that. So even though it's 114,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin than Gregcoin, it's currently 5.5% more profitable to mine on Bitcoin. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Whoa, 114,000 times cheaper. See if we can see this on the there we go. That's on the fees. There's fees. Daily Bitcoin fee to block reward ratio. Fees Satoshis. There we go. Oh right. Oh, there we go. Right. So it's Greg coin that's gone up, which has created that margin there. Whoa, massive. All right. Let's have a look at the politics in the pie charts. Global hash rate 7 days, 24 hours. Greg coin hash rate. Foundry USA 37.5, Antpool 14.5. Via BTC 13.8, others 5.5. B Crash via BTC 45, other miners 20. Fisher Price Cash, whoa, other miners 71% on there. It's huge. And CoinDance not reporting the figures for Bitcoin. But look, we are now third in the charts. So we're getting Ethereum down to 1.6. That was 1.8 the other day. XRP again stuck at 677,000. Bitcoin at 464,000. And a Gregcoin 392. So third place in the utility pie charts. And yet sort of ranked around 100 in market cap. Absolutely crazy. Let's have a look at CoinSpot here. So yeah, I couldn't believe this. What, 77? Pfft, even if you just cut that in half. What's that, kind of like 30, 37 is it? 38, 39ish. Yeah, $39 million. Jeepers, that is massive. That is massive. What's this OTC? OTC markets, over the counter. So members to perform high volume transactions without the need of traditional public order books. You can benefit from over-the-counter desks by accessing a wide range of cryptocurrencies and ability to execute large orders with ease. Wow, that's awesome. What a great site. You know, and again, we haven't got anything like that in the UK, unfortunately. But no wonder that's popular in Australia. Loving that. Let's have a look at Orange X. Look at the price. Look at this. So 24-hour high 28.37. Low 26.88. Market price currently 27.77. But anybody who bought down here, like, woo, certainly knows a difference there. You're buying at like $23 and now at $27. And yeah, that's all organic. That's just literally from word of mouth there. Yeah, no massive block fee. Orange Gateway just saying the price here $29.06. Again, these chart. This is the only exchange where the trading charts are sort of out of sync with the rest of the market, but it's good because it shows they're independent, and this just simply shows the demand for a BSV on their particular platform. Amazing. Let's have a look at this Satoshi Observer. Look at that, $27, and yet that is tenth, hundredth, thousandths, 60,000 times cheaper to transact on Bitcoin. Or a 60th of a cent, 60 thousandths of a cent. That is crazy. BCH now at $600. $600. Like more than a 20x. A 20x in price. My goodness me, and look at that. Current TPS just 0.32. So what, that's one transaction every 3 seconds. And yet we've got 5.25 transactions per second, and Gregcoin is only on 4. And look, and the average transaction fee is $1.46. What an absolute piss take that is. An absolute piss take. But it's still 5% more profitable to mine on genuine Bitcoin. That's hilarious. They're going to be, blockchain devs are going to be asking themselves what we're going to do. They'll be panicking. Right, let's have a look. Let's have a look at the charts. Here we go, coins. Look at that. So that'll be, I bet Tether has pumped a boatload in. Let's have a look. Yeah, is this another one that's gone in? It is. It's another load. 175.8, 176.3. So half 500 million. Another 500 million gone in on top of the 800 million literally just the other day. So 1.3 billion in 2 days. That's what's going on. And that'll be going into all the markets. Look at that. Look at that. If we just ran the cursor down there, you can't say that they're almost all identical. It's just so ridiculous when you know what's going on. Right, let's have a look at Bitcoin. Oh, 96. So 96, even though it's at $27.98 now. Again, pumping the rest of the market so that you don't see an increase in market capitalization ranking. And this is again probably why they want to increase the supply of BTC. You know, sod the 21 million limit. They're just like, we'll just increase that because they can. So BTC is completely centrally controlled. Developers can do whatever they want. It's not a commodity. It's a security, and it's economically worthless. But shitcoin is shit for brains. They're never going to figure that out. So they're safe for now, until number goes up. 365 days of Bitcoin history. 3rd of October 2008. Craig Wright was awarded the GIAC Security Expert Malware. Look at this. Craig Wright is one of 4 individuals in the world to obtain this certification. These individuals will be the elite of malware security, the top practitioners in the field. The Global Information Assurance Certification. Check it out. Check it out. Is it still there? Oh, there we go. There we go. Look, Craig Wright. 3rd of October 2008. Look at that. So they've got only 4 people have got this, but the first one was issued 2006, and then Craig 2008, and then Andrew Martin 2008. Amazing. Amazing. Those who pursue an in-depth technical education in the area of malware and computer forensics are the target audience for the GSE malware certification. Individuals who earn any of the GICA certifications have worked hard, demonstrated essential technical skill, and should rightfully take pride in their accomplishment. But individuals who make the effort to not only learn but to master all of the essential elements surrounding malware belong in a very special group. These individuals will be the elite of malware security, the top practitioners in the field. Candidates who receive and maintain all the GSE malware track certifications and earn gold status status in at least 2 certifications are eligible to sit for the GIAC Security Expert Malware (GSE Malware) certification. The GIAC expert level certifications, and specifically the testing process, is a multifaceted approach that is the most rigorous and comprehensive in the IT security industry. Expert level certifications consist of a mixture of timed multiple choice tests, hands-on exercise, various scenarios, as well as written and oral presentations. The GSE malware exam is given in 2 parts. The first part is a multi-choice exam, which may be taken at a proctored location, just like any other GIAC exam. Passing this exam qualifies a person to sit for the 2-day GSE malware hands-on lab. GIAC testing and certification offers individuals the opportunity to demonstrate their comprehensive and real-world knowledge through intensive testing. Subject areas include incident handling, forensics investigations and response, and malicious code. The SANS Institute offers training to prepare for these certifications through conferences and other learning opportunities. Wow, very impressive. Very impressive, I have to say. 3rd of October 2010, we've got email threads of the Nakamoto Institute. What's this? 3rd of October 2010, SMF PHP code email from Marty Malmi. Yeah. There we go. But that first one, that's why we start it. People need to know just how good Craig is. He is phenomenal. Right, there we go. We are now Friday, the 3rd of October. Can you believe it? Marching on to October. The big day on October the 5th, when the 80,000 BTC have a legal, lawful and rightful owner, according to law. Oof. That's going to be a big one. So there's going to be lots of shenanigans between now and then. You're not going to want to miss it. So make sure you press like, hit the subscribe button. It's going to be absolutely epic. So until then, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you in the next one.
The king still has one more move.